Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reacts, and I watched the first episode of the first season from Squid Game. Jesus, what a mouthful. It was another fun episode. So I have nothing else to say, let's just start with... Oh. I thought that I had something to say, but... let's just start. It's dark and we see a road. We see a car driving on the road, with lights on because it's dark, and behind it, well, not directly behind it, but maybe 5-6 cars away, maybe we see another car driving. The second car is obviously following the first one. So the second car drives by, and when it drives by, the camera moves with it. It turns with it. First we see the front of the car, side, back. Driving, and then we see inside the car. We see the side shot of the driver, and it's the detective guy who asked for, I think in the second episode, for Gin, his address. We get then, I think then we get a shot, from kind of over his shoulder. We're looking to out of the front window. Then we have kind of a dash cam shot, where it's like on the camera's on the dash cam, and we see him, just driving his car. The first car is taking a left, and obviously the second car is following. It's driving towards Mojin port. So like I said, he's taking also his left, and we're now at the other side of that that turn. We're now on the street. So we see him driving, and then come, and he stops. He stops at the sidewalk and then turns off his light. But we're also going to leave that, because if you want to know what's going to happen next, watch the episode yourself. First time watching this episode. Well, first of all, which form would you choose? Well, if you didn't know what game was going to be played, which form would you choose? I can't remember which one I would have chosen. Yeah, obviously I want to say triangle, but let's be honest, I didn't choose triangle probably, and it was probably that then. Yeah. But obviously first time, when I was watching it, very nervous, because now that I've seen it, I know what's gonna, now that I've seen the whole first season, I know what's gonna happen. Obviously, this is the second time that I've watched the first season, so it's I know what's gonna happen, as in I know the end result of the first season, so I don't have to be scared for it. But I was still I don't have to be nervous for it, not scared, but I don't have to be nervous for it. But still, I was nervous, for seeing him, playing that cookie cutter game. Jeez. Yeah. After the first cookie cutter person died, the first one that broke part of the form that they actually had to cut out, it was very noticeable that obviously, the first shot, so you jump a bit. So with, you probably make a sudden movement and then piece of your cookie break or what, of the sugar plate, part of the sugar plate breaks off. So, they dropped like fucking flies, First one, and then bam, 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 and all of a sudden, a lot were dead. But I also have to say, the other, the opposite was also happening. After the first one won, suddenly, oh, you won, you won, you won, you won, you won, we won. Suddenly a lot of people won, but that's maybe because they're also maybe the same form. But I would say that the triangle would win first, and obviously the people with the umbrella would have been one of the last people to win. Or you have to be skillful with that game. But come on, personally, I wouldn't be skillful. I never tried it either, so I don't know. But yeah, probably not. But because obviously the triangle is the easiest. You would think that maybe the circle's the easiest, but maybe actually the star is maybe the second easiest because you have all you have corners, so it's kind of easy to try to break pieces by pieces off and then work your way into the corner. Instead with a circle, you can also still do that, but it's maybe a bit harder because if you break a straight piece off, you can already broken part of the circle. So personally, I'd think that the star would be the second easiest, then the circle, and then the umbrella, because umbrella is obviously the hardest because of the handle part, of the J part of the umbrella, that's so fucking thin, Luckily, we don't have to play the game. Overall, it was another enjoyable episode. We got a bit of the background. We had a bit of behind the scenes. We had a bit of behind the scenes, not from filming Squid Game, but from the from the circle, square, and triangle people. They're all with the pink thingies and the masks. A bit of a behind the scenes from that one. Because I'm not gonna say that. But we had a bit of behind the scenes, which was nice to see actually. Obviously the staircases, the colored staircases look always very nice. Really unique. Yeah, I would say unique. Well, it kind of reminds me of Escher, of MC Escher, who's a Dutch, was a Dutch artist. You probably have seen one of his works, so look up his name. Yeah, this was just an enjoyable episode. It was a good episode, so I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Watch the whole show yourself. Leave likes, recommend a good show down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, come join Discord, and the show list is keeps growing because I've added Reno Reno 911, The Rookie, Father Ted, which is a British comedy. I want to also do some more British comedies because they're very enjoyable. I really enjoyed the show Bottom. If you haven't seen my review for the show Bottom, go watch it. I have a playlist. Fawlty Towers, also very enjoyable. So I really, really like the British comedies, and we're definitely gonna do some more of those because the Monty Python's Flying Circus. I want to do that one to bring that one to the channel. Father Ted is one that I want to bring to the channel, and that are definitely two that I still want to bring to the channel. But that said, I'll leave it at that. leave likes, yeah, subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.